Now, we've got to keep on tabs on the other horrible tragedy unfolding in Europe, of course, and that is the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I mentioned earlier there are grave fears in Kiev that Russian forces might be about to lay siege to that city. Massive convoys of Russian vehicles and armoury have been seen gathering on the approaches to Kiev over the past 24 hours. There are fears that the capital could be surrounded, isolated, and then pressured to surrender in a tactic that could lead to terrible civilian casualties. Ukrainian-Australian Pete Schmeigel has written in The Spectator that Australia should do more. Now, he's worked at senior levels in politics in Australia. He grew up in the US and he's worked in Ukraine. I caught up with Pete in New York and asked him if the looming attack on Kiev could bring our worst fears to fruition.
That is their attempt to encircle Kiev and ostensibly to overthrow the current democratically elected government and install some sort of puppet state with pro-Russian leadership. However, going into the sixth day of this invasion, they are suffering unprecedented losses in terms of Russian military history. They have had larger single-day losses than they had during World War II. They have lost nearly 5,000 young Russian men, whereas in all of Afghanistan, they only lost 15,000 people. So Mr. Putin's plan is not progressing nearly as arrogantly he thought it might. There are logistical issues. The Ukrainian Defense Forces are showing what javelins and stingers and a lot of modern technology can do against conventional mechanized infantry. So there's still a long way to go. People from the Ukrainian Defense Force have said to me that they feel quite optimistic about their situation. And if they can hold out for another week or so, they believe they can turn this tide and actually win this war.